What's happening, friends? Let's get over and do the news.
Bobby's Big
Stories.
There is a winner in the Powerball. And last night, somebody won the $700 million. So somebody's really rich now. But that was one of those that was growing and growing. I like it when it gets to $1 billion.
Oh.
That's when it's worth enough for me to get in.
Okay.
But I didn't play. I need a group of people around me to be motivated to do it as kind of a fellowship.
Like a fun thing. Like, let's go.
Yeah,
all
let's
in.
just do this and get something to talk about, something fun to do. I'm not like Lunchbox or even like Eddie, where they're like, I'm doing this and I'm going to win, and if I don't win, I'm going to be mad.
Yeah.
Eddie, did you play?
No, I told you guys, I think I'm done playing forever.
I did scratch-offs. Those are fun, but I lost too much and I stopped playing.
You were doing that a lot.
Well, I was just trying to show you. You're going to lose.
Yeah.
And what stunk is I lost. I proved myself right. Yesterday, everything went down. The whole world ended for like 6 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
What in the world?
Facebook, Instagram. We don't really use WhatsApp in America that much. Other countries, it's massive.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like,
But here, not really that much. But Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp was down for more than 6 hours. It is the worst outage for the technology giant since 2008, when a bug knocked Facebook down for a day. But it only had 80 million users then. Now it has 3 billion users. So all I know is that I kept swiping, and it wouldn't change. I kept trying to load up my pumpkin video for the day,
Oh, man.
and it wouldn't load. And then I went over to Facebook, which I don't always do, and it was down. And I was like, well, and then it didn't really bother me that much.
yeah.
I didn't really try to get on it, and I don't need to be on it all the time. Now, Twitter goes down, I'm going to be cranky. But it was down, and people started to guess, why. Facebook's not saying exactly why. But the night before, that person went on 60 Minutes and was like, here's what's happening. Was the whistleblower about Facebook? Big story. Between yesterday's shutdown and then that night before of the whistleblower, Zuckerberg lost about $7 billion. I'm sure he'll get some of it back.
I know. I wonder what that is equivalent. Like, is that like us losing $5 or?
Probably more than that.
Well, I know.
But it was a bad day for Zuckerberg. But when her name was Frances Haugen, and she went on and she worked in like a department of Facebook, but she had over 10,000 pages that she had copied.
Yeah.
And she had all the receipts. And she was like, look, here's the thing with Facebook. They knew that they were increasing suicidal thoughts and eating disorders among young girls, and they didn't do anything about it. And they were claiming they did. They were claiming they were the best, but no, they weren't. They were just worried about growth more than they were worried about anything else.
Because if they got rid of the things that caused these thoughts and disorders, then people wouldn't be as addicted and they wouldn't go to it as much.
And then they listed the celebrities that were the worst to follow, that were making people feel the worst. A lot of Kardashians were on that list.
Wow.
And not that the Kardashians were purposefully
Oh, yeah.
going, please feel bad
Not
because
their fault.
you're disgusting and stupid, but it's the content that they were putting out was making people actually feel the worst. It wasn't all the Kardashians, but I believe 3 of them were on there. I think on the other side, The Rock was on the good side. Like, there were some, too, they listed out that had these people actually make folks feel better. It's a wild list to look at. But, yeah, if you think Facebook's got your back or they're not spying on you, and Instagram, too. Our phones, I know people are like, oh, there's a big conspiracy vaccine. It's got a chip in it. First of all, that ain't true. Second of all, they don't need that. We're holding phones. They're watching us through our phones.
Every day.
If you guys think we're being tracked by a vaccine chip, why would they waste the time? They got us in phones and Alexas.
Some expert that I saw in the news last night talking about all of this said that what he was most shocked by about all of this is that people are shocked to hear it. Like that people, when they're learning about it, that they're just appalled. And he's like, you should not be shocked by this at all. I feel like, I guess for him, it just seems like we should expect this. I mean, we need to do better, but.
We are welcoming it.
Yeah.
We are welcoming the sadness, the depression, the anxiety based on the fruits of the time we spend obsessed with social media. That's why they say, hey, find a healthy balance. Or just DJF about it. And that's mostly what I do.
Yeah.
Got it.
Did
Yep.
you?
Yep.
Well, I like it.
Don't give a.
Yeah.
I like it and I use it, but it ain't really affecting me day to day as far as like how I'm feeling, good or bad. But yeah, no, they're that's our phones, guys. They're tracking us with their phones. Chipping no vat. Bill Gates ain't. Bill Gates has got us in our phones. Even though this is more of an Apple thing. Do you ever have somebody that uses a green instead of Apple, and you're like,
Yes.
why?
Yes, I do.
My husband.
Yeah, it's like what?
No, it's
And
very
here's the thing. I'm
difficult.
always irritated because I'm like, I can't send you like an iMessage. But then I'm probably like, that's probably the safer phone.
Oh, yeah, no, he loves it. Well, he uses it for his work. It's just better for what they do in his field. And so I'm like, okay, well, can you just get a different phone for normal life?
I love an iPhone, but I'm telling you, they got me. They know everything about me. They got me. Finally, we mentioned this last week. William Shatner is becoming the oldest person headed to space. October 12th, so we're a week out. I'm still with my theory of he's going up to die up there.
He's only going to be up there 10 minutes.
Hey, how long does it take to walk out the plank?
Yeah, not very long.
Like, think if you're William Shatner and you're 90-something. He's 90, right?
Yeah.
And he's 90 years old.
Crazy, that's
He's
it.
going to space. I think he's going up there to go, all right, shoot me off into space. I'm
Like,
just going to end it up here.
It's been a good life.
It's a wild theory. Never heard that anywhere. Probably is very stupid.
But if it happens.
But how crazy was he? Spent his whole life on Star Trek.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm ready to go. Just shoot me off into space.
I mean, I think it'd be pretty cool if that's what he wanted to do.
If that's what he wanted to do.
Well, no, we can't do that to people. He's not, he didn't.
No. He's going to do it to himself.
I know, but.
If William Shatner wanted to go into space, Amy, he spent his whole life being known as the guy from space.
Yeah.
Let's say he's sick and we don't know.
Okay,
He's 90.
Fine.
Listen, I'm 41 and everything hurts on me. I can't imagine being 90.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to go out the same way that people had me come into their life in space.
Wow.
But it's like people.
And then he walks in a little hatch, and then Bezos goes, boop, 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 types in the code 6969, boom, and then shoots him off.
See ya.
Oh.
And then Shatner's like,
Well, they might need to give him a sedative or something. That seems like that'd be very scary.
and cold.
Yeah.
Yes, very cool.
And you can't change your mind once you're out there. You're like,
You can't come back in.
But why are
Sorry,
we
bro.
even talking about this?
nanu.
This is depressing. And also, what is that, Dr. Kevorkian?
I'm just saying he's 90.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, no, my dad's girlfriend towards the end of his life, she was older and had a heart condition, and she kind of thought, like, they would talk about how, yeah, she's like, maybe I'll go somewhere, like, where is it, Utah or somewhere, one of those states, and just, like, take her time with it and do what she needs to do instead of,
I
like,
think people should be able to go out the way they want to.
yeah.
And by the way, I've not heard this anywhere, and it is a stupid theory.
Can we get him on?
It's one of the stupidest theories I think I've heard in all the show. This is stupider than me thinking people are watching us through our phones.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
Because I'm
Yes.
going to tell you this. I have spoken to people that work for the FBI. I've spoken to people that work in, we'll just say tech. And they're like, of course.
What does that mean? We'll just say tech.
Well, because they work in different parts of tech.
Okay.
Like security. I just don't want to say anything about it.
Oh, okay.
They're like, people can log in and watch you all the time on your phone that are halfway smart. It's very easy on your cameras. Amy's husband puts a sticky on his
Post-it note, yeah.
And he knows
or
what's up.
tape. Like,
and he knows some stuff.
For sure.
All right, that's what's up. News closed.
Those were Bobby's Big
Stories.
Luke Combs on now Forever After All, Bobby Bones Show. guys hit us up, 877-77-BOBBY. That's our phone number. We do have a segment where we'd like for you to call in. You have a question or a comment, hit us with it, and I'll give you this. Coming up in a second, a worker at a Wendy's on an LSU campus has been arrested because of what they did to a customer. Customer's like, let me get that. And they said, nope. And then,
and then little
something happened. We'll talk about that next. A worker at Wendy's on the LSU campus was arrested Saturday night after pulling a gun in the restaurant and threatening to shoot a customer. East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office deputies standing outside were approached around 11 a.m. by 3 people who said a worker began threatening them with a gun. Deputies said they went inside the Wendy's, and 21-year-old Keith Johnson Jr. was holding a small bag with an extended magazine visibly sticking out.
Oh, my.
Arrest documents said one of the victims was in an argument with the manager. When Johnson Jr. walked back to the back of the restaurant and came back with a bag, she pulled the gun out and threatened to shoot her.
Whoa.
Oh.
Don't ask for extra pickles. That's what we learned here.
Is that what we
Or
learned?
whatever it was.
That's what we. Here's the story, right? Here's the real story in this. You never know at any time when you're having road rage, if you're ordering food, if you're the one that's having food ordered from you. If you're a jerk, somebody might have a gun.
Yeah.
And that can end real quick. And by that, your life. You're fighting over a parking spot.
Yeah.
You never know what somebody could pull out on you. Because it's pretty easy for someone to keep a gun hidden. They can conceal that sucker in many ways. On their hip, in their boot,
Yeah.
in their coat. I used to wear mine in my top hat.
Really?
Yeah, a top hat on top of it, wear it on my head. But really, next time someone cuts you off and you're all throwing the middle finger, yelling at them, all they got to do is reach in their glove box, whoop, pull out a gun. Where I come from, everybody had guns, but nobody used them like that. It's wild to think about this. I'm from Mountain Pine, Arkansas. It is extremely rural. 700 people. We hunted, we fished, we left our doors unlocked. I mean, this sounds like 1930s.
Hey,
It wasn't.
Mayberry.
Right, it wasn't. But there was no gun crime. And it's crazy to think about. Even when people got mad and there were fights, no one went to get their gun.
Yeah.
You just fought. I ran. I didn't want that part. I'm not going to act like I'm part of that. But no one went to get their, and I try to explain to people. I was having a conversation with someone who lives in the Northeast, and they're very anti-gun. I am very pro-gun, but with some caveats. Like, certain people shouldn't have guns. We shouldn't be able to graduate to an extremely high-powered rifle, much like you can't drive an 18-wheeler unless you get the license to do so. And I've done that. So I don't think you should be able to get one of the without having to make sure that you are mentally okay. Should you? Sure, but you need to pass some tests first.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be as easy as it is now. But I'm a big gun guy, right? I have guns. And he was like, I just don't understand guns. And I said, well, because you don't understand what it's like to grow up and need them as tools. You know, a gun for us wasn't bang, bang, bad guy, good guy. A gun for us wasn't bang, bang, let's mostly protect ourselves. It was there in case we needed it. But for us, it was, we hunt, we fish.
Bang,
we
bang,
didn't shoot the water.
dinner.
So maybe fishing isn't it? But yeah, it was eating. It was, the culture.
Yeah.
But we never had gun crime. And to think back about everyone having a gun and nobody ever got shot. I can't think of one single time that it was, I remember people shooting themselves accidentally.
Sure.
Because that happened.
That happens.
That happened. Nobody died. People lost toes and fingers and stuff.
Yeah, my cousin lost an eye.
But right.
Yeah.
But that was their own fault.
Did your cousin really lose an eye?
Yeah. He
Oh.
was hunting with another guy, and a bird flew in between them, and his friend shot his way. Almost kind of like the vice president, Dick
Cheney?
Kind of like that.
That stinks.
Yeah.
I've often wondered if that was actually an accident.
Let's talk about that for 30 minutes.
Well, the episode of Breaking Bobby Bones where I go with Lonnie to Idaho, and Lonnie is a blind guy who lost his vision because a gun went off. His friend shot him, cannot see anymore.
Yeah.
They were hunting. He's completely blind. And that whole episode, and you can watch it on Disney+, but that whole episode is he's still a whitewater kayaker, but he's completely blind.
Yeah, amazing. I love that episode.
But just, guys, be aware. If someone's a douche to you, it's almost like let them.
Yeah.
And I'm not good with that because I am so competitive. I'm a challenger. I'm a number 8 on that Richter scale. What's that called?
Enneagram.
Yeah.
Richter
I'm a
scale.
number 8 on the Enneagram.
You're an earthquake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will challenge anybody all the time. And still I go, you know what? I just don't want to risk the fact that they might.
No,
heck, in Texas, they made a rule where 5-year-olds can carry a gun. No problem.
They
put it in their passy. They get a free passy and a
gun.
and a
Nice.
handgun. Thanks, Abbott.
when they leave the hospital, it's
Yeah.
like, here's your gift.
Here you go.
We hear enough stories, at least we share enough on the show that I fully believe that at any given moment especially road rage. You could be in harm's way, and it's not worth it. I'm glad, Eddie, has your road rage calmed down? Because you used to have your kids in the car, and you would get angry.
Yeah, that happened like a few months ago, and I've stopped doing it since then.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, nothing's happened since then, but I'll remember.
But this is your reminder.
Yeah.
That it could.
Which you may need daily. Let me grab some calls here. Emily in Missouri is on. We have talked to Emily before. She called in April saying she lost her taste and smell due to COVID, and she said it was completely gone. Emily, you there?
I am.
Do you have your taste and smell back?
Well, I have it back, but everything tastes like nastiness.
Oh, no.
Everything does?
Yeah, pretty much everything. I've been living on, like, cheese and tortilla chips.
So that's worse than not having your...
taste okay.
I would rather have no taste and smell than everything tastes bad. Because with no taste and smell, you can eat just healthy foods, keep your body nourished, and be extremely healthy. If everything is bad...
Right. Like, but are cheese and crackers the only thing that doesn't taste totally awful? Like, is that why? Or they taste awful, but that's what you want to put in, that's what you want in your body?
No, they actually don't. They don't taste awful. Like, I can't eat meat anymore. Like, meat, like ground beef, chicken, it all tastes and smells the same. And it's what I imagine spoiled meat would taste and smell like.
Come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so what's weird is, like, the meat and, like, even this sounds bad. My son's diaper, it all smells the same.
What if that was good though? What if what if it was a total flip?
It smelled like candy.
Where everything that was disgusting was now good, and everything that was good is now bad. And she's like, guys, I wake up in the middle of the night and I just want to eat my son's dirty diaper.
Oh, that would be weird.
That will be weird.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. Well, Emily, sorry to hear that. Do you feel like that it's still changing? Like, or are you just stuck in this everything tastes bad rut for a while?
I don't know. I think I might be stuck here for a little bit. I'm hoping that everything is just super heightened. Like, things that should smell good they just don't smell great. So it's weird. I don't know.
She's only hanging out in public restrooms because that's all she can take.
Oh, no.
Everything bad is good. Emily, we're sorry to hear that.
I have lost some weight, which is probably not good.
So, like, ice cream doesn't taste good?
I haven't really, like, if I eat chocolate, it almost tastes like it's burnt.
Oh.
It's weird.
Wow. Okay.
All right, Emily, good luck.
Yep.
Dang. Thanks for the update. Appreciate that. Let me grab a few more. I said we take some calls. So Pam in Mississippi, you are on the air. What's going on, Pam?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Okay, so every night when we eat supper at the house, everything is the Bobby Bones show. My husband goes to work early in the morning, so he don't get to hear. So it's kind of like the news. I don't watch the news or anything, so it's always the Bobby Bones show. Lunchbox goes, try to get a diamond,
Nice.
Everything.
Perfect.
So I don't watch football, I don't watch sports. And so he was talking about the Arkansas game, and I said, who? And he said, the Arkansas game. I said, oh, you've got to bet on that. I said, that's like Bobby's team. He's like, okay. And I said, no, for real, you have to bet on that. He lost $200, so I got in a lot of trouble.
It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault.
Hey.
I didn't even bet him last time. I tried. I bet him some, but I don't want our listeners betting every Arkansas game. Now I feel like I owe this lady $200.
Yeah,
I bet the husband was feeling pretty good though. Like, oh, well, she knows a little something. Maybe this guy on the radio
But I
knows a
never
little something.
said that. I
Okay,
never
but
said that this week.
but on your Instagram, don't you have betting with Bobby? Or...
Yeah, but I didn't pick that game.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I don't watch.
Now I
those.
feel guilty.
So can he make his money back this week?
Yes.
There we go. Now
Take
you're
Arkansas
talking.
plus 6.5.
Okay, tell him that tonight at supper.
Yeah, tell him that tonight. Hey, you got a mortgage? You have paper for mortgage? Put the house up.
Yeah.
Arkansas plus 6.5 at Ole
All
Miss.
in.
Your kids' college funds. Go for it.
All right. Hey, Pam, and use DraftKings. Promo code BONES.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
She's like, okay. Also, don't. I'm like,
No, don't do that. Don't do that. All right, Pam, thank you for the call. Hope you have a great day.
Thanks, y'all too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Let me go to Curtis in Texas. Last call real quick. We got more to do, but Curtis, you're on the air.
Morning, boss. How you doing?
What up, buddy?
Not much. I was just telling your associate that all this stuff about the tracking and on the phone and the vaccine, if that's true, brother, there shouldn't be any more missing people ever.
Well, I think a lot of times people that are missing have their phones taken from them, or
they ditch them.
or the battery's dead, can't track a dead battery. You can on the last ping. Because they can ping a phone and tell where you've been.
Like based on the towers, yeah.
Yeah. So no, I think the logic's a bit flawed. If everybody that was missing still had their phones on, they were texting with their buddies, I think
easy.
we'd find them immediately. I mean, if someone got abducted but they were still on TikTok posting videos, I think we'd find them.
I think the first thing they do is lose their phone.
Yeah.
Like, don't take your phone with you.
So, and it's like this guy, Brian Laundrie. Brian Laundrie, right? Is his name Brian? Yeah. He got a burner phone. First thing he did was leave his phone back and then got a burner phone that you can't track because you don't know whose it is. So I understand what you're saying, but logically that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah. Well, another thing, if that dog finds that dude, I'm voting for him for president. I'm telling you that right now.
Dog the bounty hunter for president?
If he finds Brian Laundrie.
If Dog the bounty hunter finds him, I lose faith in the people.
Well, yeah.
And good for Dog. The more people out there searching, the better.
Well, but I'm also confused as to what one thing has to do with the other.
Anybody that can do anything on TV gets elected president.
Basically.
The end.
I mean, that's not far from the truth.
You know what? The end.
Well,
hey,
yeah.
Wait, what are you going to say?
Well, because I just think that if he does find him, it means that people were giving him the tips that maybe they should have been giving the feds.
Well, let's not take all away from Dog. He's been around the block a few times. That's literally his. I don't think he's going to beat the FBI to it, but if he does, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, whatever we can to find this guy. And then Dog for president.
Let's. All right, appreciate that call. Curtis, if you guys want to call, we'd love to talk to you. 877-77-BOBBY. was talking about Squid Game earlier, which I think is my favorite show. I mean, it's so good.
Is this a theme song?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's so good. Don't fall for the it's so violent. There's violence, but it's shocking violence. It's no more violent than Breaking Bad.
That's pretty violent.
Yes. But it's not violent for the sake of just violence. So Squid Game is my favorite show.
Okay.
What?
What's it for the sake of? Like a.
Shocking.
Okay.
There's violence, but it's shocking. The whole thing's shocking. This story, this is like an extra tell me something good. It's the biggest show in the world right now. Number 1 in 90 countries, as I said. It was turned down for 10 years.
Yeah, I saw that.
The guy had the idea for 10 years.
Oh, that's like some country songs we hear of.
Nobody wanted it.
Yeah, that's cool.
The Squid Game creator, Wong Dung Hae-yuk, probably didn't pronounce that right, wrote the show in 2009, but it was rejected by studios for 10 years. He once had to stop writing the script in order to sell his $675 laptop due to money struggles.
Wow.
Stranger Things, same thing. They pitched that everywhere.
Really?
Everybody turned them down. Today, it's number 1 in 90-plus countries and set to become the most watched show in Netflix history. The Queen Gambit's writer said it took 30 years with 9 rewrites, and every studio he showed it to said that no one would be interested in chess.
And then chess sales went up after that show.
Yeah, for a minute.
And then they went back down.
Then I feel like we're kind of back where we started with chess.
But still, it was popular.
But Squid Game, to me, I think it's there. And I could just still be in it. But there is no plans for Squid Game 2 yet. There will be. There's no chance they leave this. With this being the biggest show ever, there's no chance Squid Game 2 doesn't happen.
They don't just go out on top.
No, I don't think so. It's too big. I demand another season. I don't want to say anything about it because I don't want to spoil it in any way, because it was like when I read The Hunger Games. I never wanted to even tell people what was happening in those books because I just remember reading them for the first time and experiencing that joy and being like, I can't wait to see the next one. That's what Squid Game was to me.
But you could talk about it with your friends that were reading it, and you can talk about it.
And Mike D and I talk about Squid Game all the time. We get together for fellowship and Squid Game.
Oh,
yeah. We have study, Squid Game study. But for now, there is no season 2 on Netflix even coming, but it will. All right, LV Shane, my boy, Bobby Bones Show. Thank you guys for hanging out. Call us if you'd like. 877-77-BOBBY. 877-77-BOBBY.